Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope everybody is doing well today. Thank you very much for tuning in. Shout out to all the subs. Gratitude to anybody new. Welcome along. Xander Zayas. Right. Okay. What is next for him? What do you guys think? Who do you think he should fight? Because I think his next fight is an extremely important one. They all are at this stage. You know, it doesn't get any easier at this stage. This is, more reasons why I take my hat off to these fighters, because the path and the journey that they go on and the hill that they're climbing only gets steeper and only gets tougher as they train harder and they get themselves and they're preparing for war. They have to find these next fights that are just a little bit more risky. But is it going to be one where you're going to have to take a risk? And the risk, no risk, no risk, no reward. So it brings me on to the candidates, right? 154 is absolutely stacked. Wow, that division is absolutely stacked. As I'm talking, I'll leave images and pictures just to remind you who's in this division. I'll say them as well. Obviously, we don't really know what's going on with Jamel Charlo. He's the former undisputed division king of the division. He hasn't fought though, so can you really be a king in the division if you're not fighting? I mean, imagine if you're a lion in the jungle and you're just like, yeah, I've beaten everybody, and then just sit 2 years out. There's young, hungry, or not always young, but lions that want to take your throne, and you're like, no, I'm not going to fight. You kind of put yourself to the side. You got Bud Crawford, obviously. I'm not sure what belt he's got. I get confused with the belts at 154. I know he might have 2 belts, but Fondora's a champion. Matsalayev enters the room. He's a champion. Let's go down the list. Charles Conway. Jesus Ramos, right? Still in the mix there. These are potential fights I'm bringing up. I like the Brian Mendoza fight personally. That's what I'm going to talk about right now, because that's really why I was making the video. I was like, I really like the Mendoza fight, right? Why? One, he's a really good fighter. Yes, he's lost a few times, but look at who he's lost to. He's lost to very, very good opposition, and at least amongst the best, at least at the time they were perceived as the best. We'll find out how good Tim Tszyu is by his comeback and what he can do after that. But he was definitely one of the best in the division. And also, Boachuk proved himself to be right up there as well with his controversial loss to Virgil Ortiz. Boachuk beat Mendoza, and then Jesus Ramos beat Mendoza. But Mendoza, that's a tough schedule. He might have had the toughest schedule at 154. He's still got a decent name. I think it'll be a good matchup stylistically. It'll be a good skill for Xander to match with. Xander's been looking really, really quite more. His last fight against Sosa, I thought he was great. Yes, Sosa isn't on his level, but he barely got touched. He looked relaxed, poised. He fought a mature fight. He was doing a lot of neat stuff in there.
Sosa is a fighter who knows how to take a shot. Opposition to pick it up. And Tim, timing and technique beats all. Your own. Ooh, and now the power shots.
Who do you want? Whoever in the top 5.
Very tidy, beautiful boxing. And compared to with the Teixeira fight, he still dominated that fight. In reality, he's won 23 out of his last 24 rounds against pretty good. Not 20? They were 10 rounders, I think. So he's won probably 20 rounds in the last 2 fights. And Teixeira really made it look weird and uncomfortable because he was very negative. But Xander, I think, improved so much from that because of his temperament. I think he was really trying to go out there and get the knockout and cheer on the get the stoppage for the crowd. And in his next fight, he was just taking his time and being relaxed. And he looked like he's improving so much. I've got so much love for that. Fighters that just get the best out of themselves. He's a great young kid. I wish him so much well. That doesn't even make any English. I wish him well a lot. And his team too. Shout out to Javier Centeno, Sweat Boxing, Puerto Rico. Blessings to them, because I really enjoy watching his videos, and I think he's done a magnificent job with Xander Zayas. Father figure. So, who do you think he should fight? I know there's other names. Madrimov is up there as well. You've got, who else is there? I'm trying to think. Errol Spence is still in the division. Fondora, they might be tied up, it looks like. Then you have Virgil Ortiz as well. Is he ready for that kind of step up? This is the thing. It's like when you do make that step up, it is going to be a massive risk, right? It's going to be, the next fight could be quite a risk one. Or do you want to still... That's why I think the Mendoza fight is really good, because I'd favour him to beat Mendoza, and it'd be a good win, and it'd be a good fight. And people know Mendoza too. So from a marketing point of view, that's a good fight. From a Virgil Ortiz, it's like, oh, that's a good fight too. Josh Kelly, UK, really good fight. Fill in the gaps, guys, because it's exciting. There's just too many fighters to mention in this division. It's outrageous how many fighters there are in this division. I feel like I'm missing a key player as well. No, look, it's exciting times. Boxing is for me anyway, at least I cover certain divisions are more than others, and 154 is definitely one of them. So anyway, that's it from me. Quick video about Xander Zayas. I hope you guys are well. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Leave your comments below about who you think he should fight, because the next announcement he gets could be a big one. Could be a big one, and I'll be covering that hard, because I really love watching Xander fight now. I say now because he's just like, I've enjoyed watching him fight for a while, to be honest, but seeing him come up on the undercards, you know, I'll watch him and I'll see the highlights and stuff, and now I'm like really watching his development closely, you know, and I just love it because he gets the best out of himself, and that's just like, yeah, I can't speak high enough volume for that. I really can't. In a tough sport, superhuman beings. Anyway, I'm out.
Boxing.
On the edge.